We're learning more about the former Biden administration official who's accused of stealing luggage from airports. Now, Sam Brinton is facing backlash for something other than his alleged airport theft. According to the group Parents Defending Education, Brinton previously helped craft school policies about suicide prevention. As part of that effort, Brinton's group informed schools they could decide whether or not to share a student's gender identity or sexual orientation with the child's parents.
So the model Brinton's group helped craft said this, and I'll read it to you. Quote, parents and guardians play a key role in youth suicide prevention, and it is important for the school district to involve them in suicide prevention efforts. While parents and guardians need to be informed and actively involved in decisions regarding the student's welfare, the school mental health professionals should ensure that the parents' actions are in the best interests of the student. For example, when a student is LGBTQ and living in an unaffirming household. End quote from there. Nicole Neily is, in fact, the president and the founder of Parents Defending Education, who helped expose the story. She joins us now. Nikki, thanks so much for coming on. So how did this come to your attention, and did schools actually adopt this model?
So the Trevor Project has been on our radar for a long time. They have worked to craft a number of model school policies, including on how schools should deal with the issues of gender in school. And so they have been pushing at the state level, at the local level, policies to withhold information from families, encouraging districts to do so. And in some cases, that's been actually adopted by states, and not just blue states, but also red states like Idaho, where the child's preference takes precedence over that of the family. And so for this organization that Mr. Brinton previously worked at, the Trevor Project, they worked with the American School Counselor Association, the National Association of School Psychologists, and a suicide prevention organization to craft this policy that then implies that even if a child is suicidal, a family might not be entitled to know that information, which is something that is frightening and frankly appalling.
Wow. Again, also having to do with a student's sexual orientation or gender identity. So I'm assuming if a teacher would learn something about that, they wouldn't have to relay the information to a parent. Had schools actually taken this to heart, and who at school is actually implementing the policies?
Sadly, hundreds, if not thousands of schools across the country have absolutely adopted this policy. We actually are engaged in a lawsuit right now in Iowa, in the Linn-Mar School District, where they have a policy that specifically says, beginning in 7th grade on, families do not have a right to know their child's gender identity. So these policies are pushed by administrators, by guidance counselors that are actively encouraging students to live a double life, be one gender, be one name at school and another one at home. And so as we think about the implication for children's mental health, what could be more detrimental than encouraging a child to keep secrets from their parents and, to live basically two sets of existences? It's mind-boggling.
When you look at the background for Sam Brinton here, a master's degree in nuclear science, engineering degree from MIT, obviously impressive in terms of education and accomplishment. But how does that qualify him, though, to craft policy for children? Many teachers obviously go through that. Why this person, and is he qualified for a job like that?
Right. And prior to his, I guess now recently ended role at the Department of Energy, he had worked at a group called the Trevor Project, and the Trevor Project does work with LGBTQ youth. But again, Mr. Brinton is not a parent, and the idea that someone who is not related to me would actively encourage my child to keep secrets from me, would try and undermine a familiar relationship, is something that is appalling. And I think policies like this, being written by people who don't have skin in the game, who don't have children, is something that is deeply worrisome.
Again, a reminder, I guess, for parents just to have those conversations with children, check in, see if for some reason something's going on in the classroom that the teachers are not informing the parents about. Nicole Neily, thanks for coming on. Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you.